welcome to my channel. I am Soumya this side. So, first of all, please subscribe to my channel. If you have not already subscribed, your one subscription means a lot to me. And I am here with a new video for Object Manager and Lightning App Builder. If you're following my previous videos, I already made videos on the first topic of Salesforce Admin Exam, which was the configuration and setup, which constituted around 20% of Salesforce admin exam, and I have divided it into four parts. So please, if you are aiming for Salesforce admin examination, please go through them. And now I am here with the second topic, and that is object manager and lightning app builder. Okay, so what all we will be discussing in this topic is data modeling. I will be discussing about data modeling, which constitutes of standard and custom objects, how we can create custom objects in Salesforce, and then how we can define the relationships between the objects. So there are two kinds of relationships, and how do we define them, what is the difference between both of them. We will study a lot about that, and then finally we will go in the schema builder and look at how our tables all our all of our tables and objects, how they actually look like in the schema builder. Okay, so this all I will cover in today's video, and then in next video I will be coming about other topics, like lightning experience customization, lightning app builder, and formulas and validations. So let's dig in. First topic is the standard and custom object. Okay, as you all know, I love Trailhead, so I am here in the data modeling unit of the Salesforce admin exam. So when you will go to certification admin, and then you will get this topic, which is Salesforce modeling, sorry, which is data modeling. And now let's study about the standard and custom objects. Okay, so I have already made videos around custom objects. Okay, so if you want to go through that, you can go there and see, but here also I'm going to explain that what are standard objects and what are custom objects in Salesforce, and how can we identify the standard and custom objects. Okay, so first of all, what is an object? So object is just like a table in Salesforce. Okay, so have you ever seen a RDBMS table? So a table has rows, right? Rows and columns. So columns are known as the fields, okay, and the rows are known as the tuples or the records in table. So similarly, we have tables in Salesforce. Okay, so whatever you see in Salesforce, whether it is leads, accounts, contacts, contracts, and chatter, everything is an object. Okay, an object is uh, can be a standard object or a custom object. So standard objects are something which we already have in Salesforce. We don't have to create those standard objects. Okay, but custom object is something which we create according to our own requirement. So whatever requirement we have, we go and create a custom object based on that. And how do we differentiate between a standard and custom object? So the custom object always have a suffix of c. Okay, so it will be something like underscore underscore c. So whenever we create a custom object, it will always have a suffix of a c. Okay, this is how we differentiate. So for now I am going to go in the setup menu. Okay, and I'm going to tell you that how. So in the setup menu, you have this option of object manager. Okay, so you see these objects, account, activity, all these are standard object. There is also here which says a type. Now here you see broker, so this broker is a custom object. So this was an object which I created, so that's why it is a custom object, and it is shown by this underscore underscore c. This is what I was talking about. Okay, so from here, from the UI itself, you can see that, okay, what are the custom objects and what are the standard objects. Okay, so this test object is a custom object. Similarly, this referral is a custom object, this property is a custom object, right? And this waypoint is a custom object. So in this tutorial we will see that how we can create a custom object, and then most importantly we will study about the schema builder. So in object manager only you have this schema builder. Okay, so when you go to this schema builder, you can see the all the look, you can see here all the tables, right? And also you can see here this table. So there are some layouts of this. So one is the auto layout. Okay, so this is the auto layout, and then we have other view options like we can display element names, we can hide the relationship, we can hide the legends. Okay, and we can select from all objects or selected objects. This is all what we can do. And here it also gives us that how the relationship looks like. Okay, so it is a lookup relationship or a master relationship, how the relationship looks like. Okay, so let's start, and I will follow a hands-on of Trailhead step by step, and then we are going to create a custom object. So they are saying here that create a custom object. Okay, um so first of all they're saying scroll to the bottom and create a trailhead playground. Don't skip this step, you need to use a fresh and clean trailhead for this module. Okay, so since they are saying that we have to create a fresh module, fresh trailhead. Okay, so I will tell you that how can we create it. So what we will do, my since this is already completed, right? So what I will do is I will just go on create a playground. Okay, and I will click on create. So when I will click on create, it is getting ready. Okay, and it is creating me a new playground. Also, if we want to switch to any playground, we can switch directly from here. Okay, and then when we will go here in our hands-on org. Okay, so here something comes which is known as hands-on org. So look here, it is saying that this creative bear, which is the playground which I just created, is being created, and the others which are created, which are already there. Okay, it will show others, and also it will show some expired orgs. Okay, so this was some AI orgs which I created, so all these are expired, so it will show that how it looks like. Okay, so it will take some moments, 2 3 moments, 2 3 minutes, sorry, and then it is going to create us, give us a new org. Okay, so let's wait till our new org is being created, and then we are going to do the hands-on on that. So somehow it is taking a lot of time. It doesn't take this much time, maybe something is going on with the trailhead website, and that's why it is taking us little bit more time. Okay, so till it is getting created, let's see that what are the steps, and then we are going to follow those steps. Okay, so it is starting from here. So first of all they are saying that we have to click on the setup icon, we have to go to object manager, we have to click create custom object, and then we have to create a object with name property. Okay, and then we have to save that custom object. Okay, and we have to select the checkbox launch new custom tab wizard after saving this custom object. Okay, so what we have to select is this, launching the new custom wizard, and then we have to leave rest of the values like that, and then save. On the new custom object tab page, click the tab style field. Okay, and select a style. Okay, and then we have to select a tab style. Okay, now let's go in our org. Okay, so this is ready, so I am going to launch it. Okay, this is our new playground, and I am going to go in the setup directly, and I will go to this object manager. I'm going to create a new custom object, and what is the name is sorry let's go up and see again what is the name. So the name is property. Okay, and I'm going to copy this name. I'm going to paste it here, and I'm going to paste it here, properties. And then they are saying that we have to check this launch new custom wizard after saving the step. Okay, so let's see where it comes. Okay, it comes here. So now I'm going to save it, and a new custom wizard, this is how it looks like. Okay, if this is not launched, then we can just go here in the tab. Okay, suppose we forgot to select that, So it's all right, we can just type here tab in the quick find and this will come. Okay, now we have to select a tab style. So on the custom object tab, click the select which you like, and okay, next and save. So we can just select, look, there are so many styles. Okay, so whatever you want, suppose for me like this. Okay, and then we have to click on next, and then next, and then save. Okay, so we created a new object and also we gave a style to the tab. Now, get to know fields. Every standard and custom object has fields attached to it. Get familiar with the types of fields. Okay, so now we created an object. An object is coming here, this property. Now if we go to fields and relationships, right, so there are some default fields which are being created for every object. So okay, so in this case, created by, last modified by, owner, property name. Okay, so these are the four fields which are already created, and now we can create new fields from here. Okay, so let's see. Now they are saying that this is these are the field types. Okay, so identity is an account ID, looks like something like this. Okay, so this is a identity field. Then they are saying system field. So there are some system fields which are already created, like created date, last modified date, last modified by ID, something like that. So here you can see created by, last modified, so this one. Okay, and then it is saying that name. Okay, so the contact name. So for example, here it is saying property name. Okay, and this is the ID which they are saying, the unique ID. You find a records ID in the URL. Okay, so also in the URL, yes, we can find the records ID. So whenever like we are on an account, we can see that what is the ID of the account. And then the custom fields are the ones which we create, and identity, system and name fields are the ones which we already get. Okay, so like here we created this object called property, and we got all these fields. So created by and modified by. Okay, and then owner ID, so this is the ID field, and then the name. Now these are now the rest will be the custom fields which we are going to create. Okay, now Salesforce support a bunch of different data types. Okay, now there are a lot of data types. So whenever I will say that, okay, new, create a new field, it is going to ask me the first question, that which type of field I want. I want auto number or formula, or I want to have a lookup relationship or a master detail relationship. Okay, these are the two relationships we are going to discuss little bit about them in the next topic. Okay, and then checkbox, currency, date time, email, text area. Okay, so all these are the fields. So for example, if I'm adding a phone number, then what I will select, phone. Okay, if I am adding a field like name, suppose someone's name. Okay, then I will select it as text. Okay, if I am doing something big like description, then I will select the text area. So uh, based on that, if I am selecting some location, so I will do geolocation, or email, or date and time, or date, currency. All these fields, these are by the name only we can see that, okay, what we want. And checkbox, so as checkbox is for like when we want one or more values to be checked, we can give a checkbox. Okay, so they are saying they have explained some of them, which is checkbox, simply yes or no, and then date or time, and then the formula fields. Okay, so formula field, like if we want to create a formula, in that case, now we are creating a custom field. So we'll go to property, then fields and relationship, and then new, and type we have to select currency. So we are creating a field which is known as currency. Let's go and create. So we are already here, we'll go click on currency, and then name we are going to give. And what else they are asking is the length they will ask. Okay, length is 18, that's okay. And then the list price of the home, and check the required box. So here it will come that whether this field is required, and also for do we want this to the report. So if we'll create a report, do we want it? So this will be there, and then we'll click on next. Okay, and this will remain as it is, and then again next, and then save. Okay, so we are going to create a custom field to this. property, and which is known as price. Okay, so now you see this will come again with underscore underscore c. This shows that this is a custom field. Now they are saying that create a record. Okay, now let's create a record from the app launcher. Find sales, click the properties tab. Okay, and now let's go here, let's go to the sales app. Okay, so this is the sales app. We are inside, and then they're saying that go to the property tab. So now look here, we don't find the property tab. Can you see here? No, if you don't find any tab here, you have to click on this more, and then you will find here. So in this case I found properties here. Okay, now what they are saying is that we have to create a prop record. Okay, so new, enter a name. So I will click on here new. Okay, and then I'll click on the name of the property, and then I will put a price of the property. Okay, because price we did as required, right? So I am going to give a name, I'm going to give a price, and then I can save it. Okay, so I will for now I'll just give a a name like a xyz street, something like I'm going to give any name. And then price, suppose I gave just 20,000, and then I'm going to save it. Okay, so this is a record which is property is being created. Okay, and this is the xyz street or something, and this is, now if I want to edit it, I can edit it as well. Okay, so I put one more zero. 200,000 is a little bit viable. 20,000 is nothing. So this is how I am going to create a new record. Okay, so what we just learned is, we learned how can we create a custom object, and how can we create a field in that custom object, and then how can we create a record in that custom object. Okay, this is how we just learned. So this is xyz. Okay, this is what we created just now. Now click on save. Awesome. So they are saying that um enter a name and price for the property. So this is what they have named. Okay, they have named the price and owner. By default it is giving my name because I only created it, right? So it is giving like this. Customize responsibly. While it may seem easy to add and customize object, remember what's going on under the hood. Be thoughtful about the names. Okay, so yes, just be thoughtful about the name. So whenever you are naming a property, so you should be like either give proper names to it. Okay, and then required fields when necessary. Okay, so now we have one more hands on, where they're saying that we have to create a custom object offer. Okay, so let's create again. So what we will do is, we'll go in settings, uh, and then we'll go to object manager. We'll go to here create, and create a custom object. Here the name is offer. Okay, so we are going to put the label as offers, and then uh, object name, record name, and then record name is coming here. Do we need to select anything? Display format. Okay, data type, uh okay, and the display format. So we are going to go here, where here it is saying display data type. So data type is auto number. So we'll do this auto number, and the display format is, sorry, the display format is this. Okay, so let's select this. Now they're saying starting number is 1. Okay, and then create a currency field on the offer object. So this is how I created an object, and now I have to create a field in that object. So I'll go in fields and relationship. Now as you can see here also, right, all these fields are created. So the name is created, id is created, and created by, last modified by. And now I'm going to add a field to it. So the field is currency. Okay, so here also I am adding a field called as currency. Sorry, the data type is currency here also. And then the label is the label, the data type is currency and the label is offer amount. So offer amount. Okay, and then this is the field name, and field name is offer underscore amount. So I don't know why this is not getting changed, otherwise it should get changed automatically. So let's copy this and let's paste here. Okay, and create a custom data field, and now we have to create a custom date field also. Okay, so first now we will do here next and next and save and new. So we are going to create a new field and they are saying date. Okay, so we have to choose the data type as date. So here we will see one data type which is date. We are going here, we are going on next, and then we'll choose a date here. And I don't think they're okay, we just have to create this. So next, next. Okay, it is taking some time to load. That's fine. And then save. Okay, so what we just did is we created one more custom object. Okay, and then we created two fields to that custom object. Okay, what is the name of the custom object we just created? It is offer. So let's go to offer. Okay, and then what fields we created in offer is offer amount and target close date. Both are coming with this underscore underscore c. Okay, now what they're saying that create a custom. Oh, okay, this is done, right? This we already did. So this is only the hands-on they were asking to do. So let me check this challenge here, and then we will move to our new uh, a unit which is about relationships. Now relationship is to understand a relationship between the object. Okay, this is very very important. And to also to see that how we can use those relationship. So this is also very important. Okay, now let's see, go into data modeling and now create object relationships. Okay, now again, what are object relationships? Object relationships, as we know, right? What is a relationship? Relationship is like anything which is connecting the two objects together. Okay, that is known as a relationship. So okay, so for example, now they are saying that account and contact object. Okay, suppose there is an account. Okay, we have account of a company known as Edge Communication, as they have given his here also. Okay, now we create a new contact for that account. Now this new contact, okay, this is having a relationship with this account, right? That one account is having one that one account is having a contact object. Also one account can have multiple contact objects, right? So whenever we will open the account, we can go in the contacts and we can see the contacts from the account. Okay, so this is what a standard relationship is. Okay, that an account has a contact. Okay, and also an account can have multiple contacts. So either it can be one to one relationship or one to many. Like one account can have one contact, or one account can also have multiple contacts. That's okay. Okay, so this is known as a standard relationship. Okay, now let's see that what kind of relationships exist. So first of all, we have the lookup relationship. Lookup relationship was the one which we just discussed, account to contact. Okay, so that is a lookup relationship. So lookup relationship is what it is, linking account and contact. Okay, so that you can look up one object from the related items on the other object. Okay, so we can look up contact from account, right? And similarly we can see, when we are on the contact page, we can see that which account it belongs to. So from contact we can go to account, and from account we can go to contact. So this is a kind of lookup relationship. And also lookup relationship can be one to one and one to many. Okay, so one account can have one contact, or and also one account can have multiple contacts. That's okay, right? So this is what a lookup relationship looks like, and this is a very standard relationship in Salesforce, and you will find find it in many places. Okay, and account to contact is just an example. Now, master detail relationship is very tight relationship. It means that the detail object is completely dependent on the master object. What does that mean is that if master is erased out, the detail will automatically be erased out. Okay, now that was not the kind of relationship which we were having in the lookup relationship. So in lookup relationship, suppose an account is deleted. Okay, that XYZ company account is deleted. The contacts will not be deleted by their own. You have to go to the contacts and then you have to go and delete them. Okay, so that means the contacts can exist on their own. They have their own existence. Okay, they are not dependent on account. But in a master detail relationship, if we are deleting the master, the detail will automatically get deleted by itself. Okay, so we don't need to okay, so for example, just now we created two objects. One was property and the other was offer. Okay, so now suppose there is a property and we have three offers on that property, and then suppose that owner decided that this property will no longer be on rent, or no longer I am, like selling this property. Now this property will be removed from the portal, like whichever portal was selling this property, this will be removed. Now as soon as this property will be removed, these offers will get expired on their own, or these offers will get, removed from the system, or they can be hidden or expired or deleted, whatever method the company wants to adopt. But uh, ultimately these offers will also not be visible, right? So this is how a master detail relationship looks like. Okay, so for example, another example, suppose we have a requirement on LinkedIn. Okay, we have a requirement on LinkedIn and there are 20 people who applied for that requirement. And then suppose tomorrow the CEO says, oh, we no longer need this position in our company, let's remove this position. Now as soon as that position will be removed, all the applications which went for that positions will also be removed by itself. This is how a master detail relationship looks like. Okay, so now what they are saying is, I would really advise you to go here and just read everything about relationships. This is very important, especially if you are working in an organization, to understand relationship between objects. It is quite important. Okay, now okay, now we will okay, there is also a one more relationship which is known as the hierarchical relationship. Okay, so let's study about the hierarchical relationship. In hierarchical relationship, the main thing is that it is always about the user object. Okay, so it is also a kind of a lookup relationship, only same thing, lookup relationship, but only the object will be user in this case. Okay, so you can use them for things like creating management chains between users. So whenever we are talking about the user object, whatever the relationships will be a hierarchical relationship. Okay, now what they're saying is that create a custom object. Again, we have to create a custom object called as favorite. Okay, and then we have to create, I think, some fields in that custom object again. Okay, and then we have to create a field and relationship, and we will see that how it looks like. This is very important step. I mean, this is really good to see that how it looks like. Let's create two object fast, now that we know how to create objects, right? So we can be little fast on that. So let's create this object. Okay, now I'm going to object manager, I'm going to click on custom object, I will click on this and then this and s. Okay, and then I will save and create a new object. So the name of the new object is they're going sorry okay, we have to create only one object. Okay, launch the custom tab wizard. Okay, so now we didn't selected that, right? The tab one. Okay, that's fine. Now what we will do is we will go to home and we will go to here tab and then tabs, and what was the custom object we just created? That was favorites. Okay, so let's get new, and then I'll select here favorite. We are going to get a tab style, maybe that's this one. Okay, and then um, custom tab wizard after saving. Okay, and then we are going to do next, and then next again, and then save. Okay, now create a lookup relationship. So now we have to create a lookup relationship. What we will do is object manager, fields and relationship, new. Okay, so we are going to fields and relationship. We are going to our favorite object which we created, and field and relationship, and from here only when we will click on new, we will get here master detailed relationship and lookup relationship. Okay, so let's see this. Choose the lookup relationship, click next. So we are choosing here lookup relationship, then we are clicking on next, related to. So they are saying that this should be related to contacts, so let's select contact here. Okay, for the purposes of dream house, contacts represent potential home buyers. Okay, so this is a favorite. Okay, the object name is favorite and it has a lookup relationship with contact. Okay, so next, field name, I have to give in particular name. Okay, no, so wait 1 minute. Yeah, so we are going to go on next, and then again next, and again next, and then save. Okay, now we have to create one more relationship, but here this will be a master detailed relationship. Now, how they are saying on the object manager, field relationship, master detailed relationship is of the property. Okay, so you will see favorite listed in the related tab. So this is master detailed relationship. Why that? It is saying that if you look at the property record, you will see the favorites listed in the related tab. Okay, so now that means that we can add a favorite property, right? If we want to add a favorite property, we can add. Okay, that's why they have given the master detailed relationship to the property. Okay, what does that mean is that if the property so we can add a favorite property. Okay, but if the property is no longer there, right, so that favorite also does not have any existence in that case. Okay, so let's create to property, field name, next, 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 and save. Okay, so we created two. Now add a favorite property. Okay, so now we are going in the properties tab. Okay, and now we can add it. So let's go here, go to sales. Okay, and then we have to click on properties. Okay, so property is coming here it is coming. Okay, so this is how we can see the property. And now they are saying that click related, you will see favorites in the related tab. Okay, so where is the related tab? It is here, and now you can see favorite, look. Okay, so you can mark this property as favorite if you want. So we will click on new. Okay, and then we will write a name to this, enter a name for favorite name. Okay, so we can mark a property as favorite now. Okay, so I will enter as first priority or something, I'll just mark it. Okay, and then um we have to okay, if we want a contact we can do it. So right now we are not saying, so we already have a property. Okay, and the name, we just gave a nickname, enter name, and then save. Okay, so this is how we can see that we just created. What we did in this unit is we first of all created relationships. We created two kind of relationships. One was master and detail, and the other one was lookup relationship. Okay, and also then we created a master detail relationship for favorite and property. So suppose this property is no more, okay, this property goes out of the market, then this favorite will automatically go out of the market. Okay, so that is how a master and detail relationship looks like. Okay, now we are going to, we already take this step, right? So they are saying that okay, now again they are saying that there is a challenge. What they are saying is that create a property object, we already created, create a custom, okay, a master detail relationship they are asking to create, and then they are asking to create a again a lookup relationship. So you guys can go ahead and do this step, okay, because this step is also again the same thing. They are saying that we have to create a lookup relationship and a master detail relationship, but here on the offer object, like we did on the favorite object right now, similarly we have to do this on the offer object. Okay, so let's go. I mean, I'm not doing this step right now, but I would highly advise everyone just go and do it, because this will make us very very strong and very confident about creating these objects and defining the relationships. Okay, so look here. Now when I see here, it is giving me master detail. So from the fields and relationship only I can see that where is the lookup relationship. Here it is saying lookup, right, and here it is saying master detail. So this means this is how it looks like when we create relationships. Okay, so this was all in this unit, and now lastly we will come with to schema builder. Okay, so we will see that how the schema builder looks like. Okay, and this is how it looks like. We already saw it, right, the schema builder. And then so let's see it again. So we are in the object. Okay, and what we can do, I think we can select from here also schema builder. Yeah, schema builder, yeah, it is coming here. So we can go from here also. This is how the schema builder looks like. Okay, for now we are going to clear all. So okay, and then they are saying that select some fields. Okay, so whatever we created, like contact, we created favorite, and we have created offer and property. Okay, we created everything, but we have not done the relationships for one of them. That's okay, but we can at least see, right? So offer, and then favorite, okay, and then property. Okay, so this is we have selected all these things. Okay, and then they are saying that clear all, so you should select and then the layout will be auto layout. Okay, so they are look, everything is coming, but actually the this is going down, like, okay, so offer we can see here, contact, I'll just scroll above, and then there is another table which is favorite. Okay, now you see that here you can see this relationship, like they are saying the red relationship is master detail relationship. Okay, and if you remember, we just made this relationship, right, that we created a favorite property. So this is how we can see in the schema builder. If we are going to scroll here a little bit, zooming, I am zooming in here, we can see contact. Okay, so contact is a lookup, and then property is a master detail relationship. This is coming here in the favorite. Okay, and similarly in the property it is showing. Now let's um, scroll it down little bit. Okay, so here we have this, we can do it zoom in and zoom out, whatever we want we can do it. And also we can pull this here. So okay, and we can see that how this relationship looks like. This is the auto layout view. Also it has other views where it says that hide the relationships, or okay, so suppose we want to display only the element names. So okay, so these are, we can hide the relationship. So whatever we want we can just do it. Okay, and in the offer we didn't created any relationship, right, so it is coming as it is like this. So this is how we can scroll to the schema builder, and we can see that, oh okay, how it is looking like. Okay, it is showing us all the relationships, how it looks like, and everything, whatever you select here will come here. Okay, Okay, then I think this was all about it. I wanted to, whatever concepts I wanted to explain, I just explained everything. And in the next video, I am going to explain about Lightning experience customization. Okay, and there are a lot of things coming up about list views, about rate, about buttons, links. Okay, and all the customization, whatever we can do in the Lightning experience. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe to my channel if you have not already subscribed. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Bye bye.